Hi, I'm Tara, and this is your happy horoscope for the Sagittarius season. The sun is going to be moving into Sagittarius on November, I believe it's the 22nd, so in a couple of days. And before we talk about Sagittarius, though, let's just go backwards and talk a little bit about the energy, the Scorpio energy that we've just come out of. So, coming out of Scorpio, Scorpio is emotional energy. It's emotional, it's introspective. It asks you to sit and be comfortable with the dark, with the darkness within you, with the darkness that might be in your environment. It wants you to be comfortable with your emotional self. That's a hard thing to do. That's not something that a lot of us have an easy time with. And part of that is because emotions, we can't really control our emotions, can we? I mean, you're going to feel how you're going to feel. We can try to suppress them, or we can try to fake them or something like that, but that's not living a very genuine, happy life, and that's not really in our best interest. So what happens is that during Scorpio season, that is, like I said, it can be like a real emotional roller coaster. And on top of that, we had the eclipses that really added an extra little bit of fun to the energy. And I feel like a lot of us could be coming out of this energy not feeling like we're in the best place, but we are. We're always exactly where we're supposed to be for our best interest, for our best self, if that kind of makes any sense. Even though it doesn't feel that way. And I think the reason that, that you may be feeling a little off is because, again, the emotions coupled with the eclipses, and the eclipses could have brought some very drastic change into your life, which could have caused, look, any kind of change, whether it's good change or any change, is going to bring some kind of loss and gain. That's how it works. And it could be that we're still kind of stuck in the loss part of it. Maybe we haven't found the gain part of it yet. You know better what's going on with you than I do. I'm just kind of getting the vibe right now that we're not all feeling as good as we should be. And a lot of that is because we feel powerless. We feel as if we have no control. Things are happening or have happened that we didn't want to, or they didn't turn out the way that we expected them to, or whether it doesn't matter whether it's some kind of outside influence that is, maybe career, maybe family, something is making you feel like you have to do something, or you need to take action when maybe you're not quite sure what the right action to take is. And could also be coming from our inner selves that are again, it could be emotions that we're just not yet feeling that comfortable with, even though that's the whole point of Scorpio. Sometimes it takes a little time before you realize. I mean, I can just tell you personally that the last couple of months, I've been through a lot of things. And when I sat with them and I thought about it, I realized they were all things that I've been through before. But this time I handled them differently. And when I started thinking about that, I realized where the growth is, how things have changed for the better. And that's kind of the beginning of starting to feel better, and feeling more comfortable feeling your feels. letting your emotions be what they're going to be. Whether you feel super good or you feel not so super good, let yourself feel what you're going to feel and be comfortable with it. Don't beat yourself up about it. Don't be trying to run around and get rid of it. That's usually because I'm a fire sign. That's usually my go-to is that, well, I'll just run around and I'll fix things and I'll make everything. And then that doesn't work either. And you just kind of feel like you're at the mercy of outside forces. You're at the mercy of your inner self, your own emotions. And it just, yeah. So that could be how you're feeling right now. If you're feeling great, good for you. I'm so happy. You're going to be feeling even greater. And all of us are going to be feeling even greater because here comes Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is bringing in like this burst of powerful, fresh energy that is just meant to make us feel so much better. And here's why. This is where you get your power back. This is where you increase your power, where you become more aware of where your power lies and how easily you can access it no matter what's going on, whether it's your emotional self, whether it's outside influences, whatever it is that is making you feel out of control. This is where you realize you always have all of the control all along. And here's why. Sagittarius is a fire sign. Sagittarius is direct. Sagittarius is blunt. Sagittarius is very philosophical. It's the fire sign of the mind. And that is where all of our power lies. It's in your thoughts. I completely understand. It can be, and especially over maybe the last few weeks, you might have had a hard time finding a happy thought, a good thought, an empowering thought. This is where that's going to change. And it's going to be easier to find those thoughts if you will allow yourself to have them. What we do is we kind of, let's say we're just feeling bad, and that's what we focus on. We say to ourselves, well, I feel bad, so I'm going to think bad, and I'm always going to feel bad. No, you're not. And you know that. You know everything's changing. It's always changing. And it's up to you how it's going to change. This is where you can take control of your thoughts and allow them, if you will, to be good and positive no matter what is going on. That's where all of your power is. Your emotional self, we've been focused on the heart and what the heart is telling us. Now we take that information because it's vital to us, and we bring it up into our thoughts and we say, okay, this is what we've learned from our emotions. Now I'm going to have a good feel. Now I'm going to have a good thought about it. Now I'm going to have a happy thought about it. And the best way to do that is to stop. If you're having a hard time, if you're not sure what to do, you know when you're spinning your wheels, when you're running around and you're doing stuff to do something and it's not feeling good and it's not working out well, and you know it. But you feel like you can't stop. We feel like we have to keep going because we started. There's been momentum. So if we just keep going, it's like doubling down. We just keep going. It's going to get better. Now, here's where it can get better, where it will get better if you're willing to do it, because it's so hard to just stop. I'm very blessed to have a lot of people in my life who inspire me. And I have noticed when they will just stop and allow. It's the hardest thing in the world to do sometimes, though, because we'll beat ourselves up about it. We're like, oh, I shouldn't just be sitting here. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Nope. What you should be doing is what feels best in the moment, what you think is best in the moment. And I guarantee you're getting an inspired thought that says, stop, see what comes next. Never mind an inspired thought. I've actually gotten like emails that say, don't take any action today. And I just go ahead anyway and totally ignore it, just like run around. And then later on, I'm like, oh, it didn't work and I feel terrible. Well, you know, we've all been there. And like I said, it's really hard to just stop and allow. But if you can do anything for yourself during this season, during the next 4 weeks, learn how to stop, learn how to allow good things to come to you instead of you running after them. It's the law of attraction. The universe is designed to make you happy, to bring you everything that you want. The way the law of attraction works is that you can't have a desire without getting that desire. That's how it's meant to work. But we get in our own way because we think, well, I have to do this and I have to do that. And no, wait, allow yourself to be inspired. It may be inspiration that comes from an outside source, but what that's going to do is trigger the real inspiration that comes from within, your higher self, your just a gut feeling. Follow that. Allow yourself to stop and wait for inspiration before you take your next action towards whatever your greatest dream is, whatever it is that you're working towards. Start taking inspired actions and see where that takes you. That's how you get your power back. That's how we have positive thoughts, happy thoughts. It requires trust. It requires faith. It requires belief. But you have all of those tools at your disposal. You have them within you. Now's the time to bring them out and use them. Okay? We're starting the last third of the astrological year. It kicks off with all of the everything kicks off with the fire sign. This time it's philosophical Sagittarius. And if you look at Sagittarius, if you look at the centaur, the arrow is pointed towards the heavens. Perhaps that arrow is drawing inspiration down to you. Don't block it. Allow it. That may mean you have to stop. It may mean that you need to do some meditations, it may mean that you need to change some kind of routine or stop a routine and do nothing. Just be here in the moment and know that it's okay. And if your emotions aren't feeling that great, that's okay too. What we're concerned about for the next couple of weeks is our thoughts, making them positive, making them happy, making them proactive and productive. And that's how we will allow ourselves to have all of the things that we deserve to have. A couple of other things that the universe is sending to help us out. We're going to have a new moon set for the sun moves into Sagittarius, and then the new moon is in Sagittarius the next day on the 23rd. This is a super powerful new moon. After all that energy of the last month with the eclipses and all of that, now you've got this, well, it's a dark moon, it's not a bright, but it's very bright energy that can really inspire you. And it can really help you to have those positive thoughts that are going to make all the difference. And get back your power. Or increase your power. Because that's what we're always trying to do. Typically, what I do is I will draw a card for the new moon. I didn't do that this time. And here's why. I would like you to draw your own card. Whether you have any oracle cards at home, whether you want to go online, whatever it is that you want to do. But on the day of the new moon, I want you to be aware and watch for inspiration. It will come to you. It may come from unexpected sources. You never know where inspiration is going to come from. It doesn't knock. I think I heard that in a movie or something somewhere. Oh no, I read it in a book. I read it in a Stephen King book. Inspiration doesn't knock. It's just there. be aware of it. And when it shows up, grab onto it and feel that good energy. Hear that good energy in your head and run with it from there. Okay? All right. The other good energy that the universe is sending us is Jupiter. Has been retrograde for quite some time. I don't remember when it started, but it's been a while. And Jupiter is going to be going direct into Pisces. Jupiter is the planet of benefits. It's the planet of expansion. It's the planet of luck. So if you get inspired to take a risk, by all means, go for it, because it's going to take you someplace amazing and your life is about to expand. You want it to be in very positive, happy, soul-fulfilling ways. So allow that to happen. See, that is what's going to happen. And then that is what is going to happen. And any of those negative thoughts that are popping up there, just try to brush them away. They're going to come. That's okay. Don't ignore them. Don't try to, pretend that they're not there. They pop up. Say, okay, I see you. Goodbye. Boom. Okay? All right. So that's pretty much the energy of overall Sagittarius. It'll be going until the winter solstice, probably December 22nd. Might be December 23rd this year. I don't know. We'll talk more about it when I come back for the full moon. Okay, so let's take a look at our reading that I do have. As always, I'm using my Chakra Zodiac Healing Oracle. I got so excited, I don't remember what I'm doing. Anyway, the Chakra Zodiac Healing Oracle deck for our main reading. And then this time I'm using the Gateway Oracle cards by Denise Lynn for our bonus card. These are really very inspirational, and I feel like these cards really speak to your inner self, to your soul. So we will definitely get some good news from there. So let's first take a look at our first card, and that's the energy that's moving away from us, and that is air energy. Have faith. So I think this is where, now air energy really is about the mind. I don't think this card is telling us that we're going to lose our faith or that faith has no place in what we're doing right now. Instead, I feel like what it's saying is you may not need to rely on faith as much because you're going to start seeing results from your positive thoughts. You're going to start feeling better. You're going to start thinking better. You're going to start, faith is something that we need when we can't see something, right? When we don't see the results of something. Otherwise, you just know it's true, right? I think what this is telling us is that we're coming to a time where we're going to have actual physical proof. So we're just going to know that everything is great. We are exactly where we are meant to be. Everything is working out for us always, all the time. We're not going to need to rely so much on faith, although we always need faith and trust in ourselves, in the universe, in God, in everything, and everyone. So, but I feel like what this is telling us is that you're about to see more physical results. Don't be like, oh my God, I'm going to win the lottery. That would be really nice. And if you do, feel free to share. But what I'm talking about here more is just, like I said, feeling better. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and it's like, oh my God, I feel really good today. This is going to be an exciting day. What feels better than that? That's a wonderful thing. And that's the kind of energy that you're going to be seeing coming through over the next few weeks, if you will allow it. Okay, so our present energy, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Manifestation Earth. This is what I'm talking about. Needing to rely on faith is moving away from us because we're going to actually see results. We're going to see our dreams start to come true. It may just be, I shouldn't say just, because that minimizes a happy thought. And to me, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than feeling good. All the physical things you want in the world, the only reason you want them is to feel happy and to feel good. You can feel happy and good without having those things. I know a lot of people that have a lot of stuff and they are not very happy all the time. This is about feeling good, having good thoughts, going out into the world with a sense of excitement and a sense of joy about what's coming next. You're going to start to see a lot of good stuff coming your way. And then let's see where the energy is leading us to. It's leading us to another fire energy, Aries, the warrior. So the whole astronomical year kicks off with Aries. Okay, Aries is the first sign. It's spring energy. Okay, new beginnings. And that's what this is telling us. You've got the fire energy that we're working with right now of Sagittarius that's taking us towards new beginnings, fresh starts. Even though we're in a season where, at least here on the East Coast, where I live, of the United States, we're in a season where we start to see things closing in. The trees have lost their leaves. They're everywhere. You know, and everything is kind of going to ground, if you will. It's going there so that it can come back out again, even bigger and better and brighter and bolder. It's funny, everybody's been talking about how there's so many more leaves this year on the ground than last year or the year before. And like I said, of course, I don't have to rake leaves, so but as I said, that's really good. That means that there were more leaves to begin with. That means expansion. That means the trees are growing. They're bigger, they're brighter, they're greener, and that's how your life is going to be going. It's a very exciting season. I love Sagittarius season. It's one of my favorite of the year, so I'm very excited about it. Okay, so let's see what our bonus card is from the Gateway Oracle cards. Oh, I love this. Oh my God, I love this so much. Okay. Breaking barriers. It's time for you. Like I said before, when I first started talking, I was saying about with my own personal thing, when I was thinking about stuff that's been going on. I've been through all that stuff before. Patterns repeat. We see that with the earth around us, right? There is a repetitiveness to our lives, but we don't have to follow the same pattern. We can use our minds and change it. We can use our minds and our thoughts and the power that we have within us to break barriers. And what it says here is, I am expanding, there's your Jupiter energy, beyond limitations into joy and freedom. And what are those limitations? That's where you've lost your power. That's where you feel like you have no control. You're going to break through all of that stuff. And you are going, you're like almost, joy and freedom is rushing right at you. The question is, are you going to allow it in? And I think you are. I think we're all ready for it. So, for those of you who celebrate, a very happy Thanksgiving. If you do not celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope that you will be thankful, and I hope that you're just having gratitude for your everything that you have right here and right now. Be grateful for it because it's taking you to a really good place, like everything always is. I am very grateful for you, and I am I'm hoping that everybody has a wonderful Sagittarius season and a happy Thanksgiving, again, if you celebrate. I will be back at before the full moon. I don't know what date that is, but I'll be back before then, and we'll talk about that energy and talk about where we are and where we're heading into with the winter solstice. And wishing you lots of love and light, and I'm so excited for all of us. There's so much good energy coming right at us, so please have a good thought and allow it in, and be inspired.